Walk into any pharmacy and the supplement aisle is overwhelming. Hundreds of bottles, dozens of claims, promises of energy, memory, immunity, longevity. And most of it, let's be honest, is marketing. But here's the thing. Some supplements genuinely matter for people over 60. Not because they're magic, but because as we age, our bodies absorb certain nutrients less efficiently, make less of others, and often struggle to get optimal amounts from food alone. Today, we're separating fact from fiction. I'm going to walk you through the supplements that have real, solid evidence behind them for adults over 60, and we'll talk about what to skip, what to discuss with your doctor, and how to think about supplementation smartly. Vitamin D may be the single most important supplement for older adults. Studies estimate that more than 40% of Americans are deficient, and that number is significantly higher in adults over 65, people who live in northern climates, and those who spend little time outdoors. Why does it matter? Vitamin D is critical for calcium absorption and bone health. Without adequate D, calcium cannot be properly absorbed regardless of how much you consume. Deficiency is directly linked to osteoporosis and fracture risk. Beyond bones, vitamin D supports immune function, muscle strength, mood, and cardiovascular health. Low levels are associated with increased risk of depression, heart disease, and cognitive decline. The form matters. Vitamin D3, cholecalciferol, is significantly more effective than D2 at raising blood levels. Most doctors recommend 1,000 to 2,000 IU daily for maintenance, but optimal dosing depends on your baseline blood level. Ask your doctor for a 25-hydroxyvitamin D test. It's a simple blood test and will tell you exactly where you stand. Vitamin B12 deficiency is shockingly common in older adults, affecting up to 30% of people over 65. And unlike many deficiencies that develop slowly, B12 deficiency can cause serious neurological damage, memory loss, tingling in the hands and feet, balance problems, fatigue, and depression. Here's the problem. As we age, the stomach produces less acid. Acid is needed to extract B12 from food. Many older adults can eat plenty of B12-rich foods, meat, fish, eggs, dairy, and still become deficient because they can't absorb it properly. Additionally, the common diabetes medication metformin and acid-reducing medications like proton pump inhibitors significantly deplete B12 over time. If you take either of those medications, or if you're over 65, B12 supplementation is worth discussing with your doctor. The good news is that supplemental B12 doesn't require stomach acid for absorption, so it works even when food-derived B12 doesn't. Omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA from fish oil, are among the most extensively studied supplements in the world. For older adults, the evidence supports their use for several important outcomes. Cardiovascular benefits, reducing triglycerides, reducing inflammation, modestly lowering blood pressure, and reducing the risk of abnormal heart rhythms. For people with existing heart disease, high-dose prescription omega-3s have been shown to significantly reduce cardiovascular events. Joint health. Omega-3s reduce joint tenderness and morning stiffness, particularly in rheumatoid arthritis. Brain health. DHA is a structural component of brain cell membranes. Low omega-3 levels are associated with faster cognitive decline. The dose that shows benefit in most studies is 1 to 3 grams of combined EPA and DHA daily. Quality matters. Choose a product that has been third-party tested for purity and heavy metals. Magnesium is involved in over 300 biochemical reactions in the body, and most older adults don't get enough of it. Dietary surveys show that approximately 48% of Americans consume less magnesium than recommended. Magnesium deficiency is linked to high blood pressure, irregular heart rhythms, poor sleep, muscle cramps, constipation, anxiety, and insulin resistance. For older adults specifically, adequate magnesium supports bone density alongside calcium and vitamin D, improves sleep quality, reduces blood pressure, and helps regulate blood sugar. The form matters. Magnesium glycinate and magnesium malate are well absorbed and gentle on the stomach. Magnesium oxide, the cheapest form found in many products, is poorly absorbed and mostly acts as a laxative. A typical supplemental dose is 200 to 400 milligrams at night. For bone health, calcium and vitamin D work as a team. You need both. Most older adults are advised to aim for 1-200 milligrams of calcium per day from all sources. Food sources are always preferred. dairy, leafy greens, fortified foods, sardines with bones. If diet doesn't cover your needs, calcium citrate is better absorbed than calcium carbonate, especially in people with reduced stomach acid. Spread doses throughout the day rather than taking it all at once. One important caution: recent research has raised questions about high-dose calcium supplements and cardiovascular risk. The current guidance is to meet your needs through food first and only supplement the gap. Don't oversupplement calcium. Now let's talk about what to be skeptical of. Many popular supplements marketed to seniors have weak or no clinical evidence. Multivitamins. For most well-nourished adults, a standard multivitamin adds little benefit. Your money is better spent on the targeted nutrients we've discussed. Brain supplements marketed with names like NeuroSharp or Memory Max, the vast majority have no meaningful clinical evidence. Antioxidant megadoses, high-dose vitamin E and vitamin A supplements have actually been associated with increased mortality in some studies. More is not always better. Collagen supplements popular, but the clinical evidence for systemic benefits is limited. Eating protein and vitamin C-rich foods does more. The foundation is always food. Real, whole food covers the vast majority of your nutritional needs. But for the specific gaps that age creates, vitamin D, B12, omega-3s, and magnesium, supplementation is evidence-based and worthwhile for most older adults. Always tell your doctor what supplements you take. Some interact with medications in ways that matter, and before starting anything new, it's worth a conversation. A few well-chosen supplements taken consistently can make a real difference in your energy, bone strength, heart health, sleep, and brain function. As always, this is educational information, not medical advice. Please consult your doctor or a registered dietitian for personalized guidance. See you in the next video.